Hello everybody, Friendly Maxwell here with
The Allen Boy.
aka Jake, and we're here to give our first impressions of Titanfall. Titanfall came out yesterday for the 360, which is what we both have. We both got it as soon as GameStop opened yesterday, and we both really have enjoyed the game, would you say?
I would definitely agree with that.
Basically, just a quick summary of it. It's the first game made by Respawn Entertainment, which are the co-founders of Infinity Ward. They made games like Call of Duty 1, 2, Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare 2. All really successful games, so there was already high expectations, especially after all the awards they won at their announcement at E3. And we're pretty much going to rate whether they lived up to the hype or not. Starting with the campaign, would you like to take it away, Jake?
I would love to take this away. So, basically you can be either the IMT or the militia, the
Military or the rebellion.
Thank you. And it's an online-only campaign, which is kind of interesting. This is Brink tried that a while ago. That was a decent game. This game did really well with the multiplayer, but the thing is the campaign was really lacking because of that. There's really no fluidity to it. There's just start a mission, aftermath, start a mission, and which really made the campaign kind of hard to go through and understand. Even I was actually playing earlier, I heard someone talking about how they didn't understand what was going on in the campaign. He was also like 15 though, so
yeah. The campaign just feels a little grind heavy because the fact of how many just it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. If the campaign says that you lose, you lose. If the campaign says that you won, you won. Doesn't matter how well you did. I mean, granted that boosts up your personal stats or whatever, but it doesn't affect your actual gameplay. However, if you beat the campaign with one side, you unlock the Strider. If you beat the campaign with the other side, you unlock the Ogre. And that's nice, but then it just feels like a grind just to unlock those two things so that you have everything available to you. And that was another con that I had about the campaign itself. But moving on to the actual play style of it with the gunplay, it feels just like any Call of Duty or Battlefield you've played before. It feels like how a first-person shooter should feel. The sniping is really good with it. It's a little bit annoying because I only have the longbow right now, which is a 2-shot kill on pilots and specters. And that's a little bit annoying. I think that a well-placed sniper headshot, especially in a game like this where everyone's moving so fast, I feel like that should still be rewarded with a kill in one shot. But whatever. I mean, small complaints like that. The other guns run really well, but there's very little selection in the actual guns.
yeah, there's only 2 SMGs, 3 ARs,
2 snipers, and 1 LMG.
Yeah, not a whole lot of guns for you to choose there. There's only 3 pistols. There's a smart pistol, which actually counts as a primary weapon, which I didn't understand at first.
Yeah, there's also a smart pistol.
The anti-Titan weapons, those are pretty cool though. You've got the heavy cannon. Essentially, just pull up a cannon, lock on, start shooting at the Titan. Then you've got the Sidewinder, which is kind of like a machine gun for small missiles.
There's the mag launcher, which is personally my favorite. It fires magnetic grenades, and if it doesn't hit a Titan, you can also use it against infantry to make a quick getaway. I've done that before when I've been chased down and I've been fighting a Titan, but the Titan goes around the corner, but there's soldiers coming towards me. I'll just drop a couple of those grenades and I'll run away. It'll give me time to get away from everybody. That's what's cool about the Titan weapons. They can also be used against pilots, just less effectively. There's other guns for the anti-Titan weapons, but we're not going over all of that. However, the game is really balanced between Titans and pilots, as we talked about them fighting against each other. Titans aren't overpowered like some people have complained that they are. And I know I've heard professional gamers say that, oh, well, in order for there to be a professional scene for Titanfall or a competitive scene, they would have to take the Titans out, which really doesn't make sense to me because that is the point of the game, is it's called Titanfall, and that's just another aspect of the game. So I feel like if you take the Titans out, it wouldn't really change anything. It would just be Call of Duty with parkour.
Which takes us to really fluidity of the game, or just the parkour in general, honestly. The parkour is really cool. Wall running, double jumping. You've got essentially just a small jump pack, is what it's called in the game. Really cool, really just fun, just in general to run around the map, let alone when you're shooting at giant robots and tiny little people on the ground. Just the part, and it just feels just like a natural fluid movement as you're gliding or double jumping through the air.
Yeah, it feels really smooth, which takes us a little bit to the multiplayer aspect here. Multiplayer on its own is really smooth. There's a couple bugs, like people have spawned inside of Jake. I got shot off a Titan into a wall, like into it. And also, I've noticed there's a few moments of like audio tearing where I'll fire like a clip and all of a sudden, like, you'll hear like every other bullet that fires out of it, and not really all of it at the same time, which is to be expected. I mean, the game just launched. I mean, there's going to be issues. So, can't complain about that too much. One thing we can complain about, though, is the extreme lack of customization.
Oh, gosh. Alright. We already go over how many guns there are?
Yeah, we went over the guns, but...
Oh, yeah, the class customization. There's really nothing to customize at all, really. There's no camos, there's no like alternative like skins or helmets or anything like that. Can't even customize the loadout name. You're just stuck with loadout 1, 2, and 3 and stuff. Same for the Titan. There's nothing.
Which sort of takes away from the initiative to keep playing like what other multiplayers have. Other multiplayers have, leveling up, you unlock more things, or at least like in Call of Duty Ghosts, you unlock points so that you can buy more stuff. And that was really cool. And I think Halo, it was you just unlocked armor pieces and stuff for doing certain objectives and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And that was really cool as well. But Titanfall doesn't have any of that. It's just pretty much the grind to get to the top gen, which that is essentially what the prestige is called in this game. And that feels a little lackluster in itself, but I'm sure most of these issues they'll fix with Titanfall 2, which, to go on that a little bit, it really bugs me that they've already announced Titanfall 2, especially when they announced it before the 360 version even came out, because it really cheapened the experience. It made it feel like we were playing a way overpriced demo than we were actually getting a full game out of it. And so, it really cheapened the experience for me, thinking that, oh, this is just a demo, and especially when they said that the next one was going to be across platforms, it pretty much made it feel like just the 360 users were getting the beta early, and everybody gets the full game later on. Which, that really just kind of killed my buzz about this game. I really lost a lot of respect for this game, but, the overall fun of the game kind of brought it back for me, because of how amazing the gameplay actually was.
And I'm sure they're going to do nothing but expand on that gameplay and how just generally fun it is in the next one, which I'm already really excited for.
Yeah, I mean, this game is really fun, but at the same time, there's not a lot to it right now. But it does have a great selection of maps. There's 15 maps in it right now, and they've already confirmed there's going to be 3 map packs as far as the season pass is concerned, which if they continue on with their Call of Duty routes and keep going like 4 or 5 maps per map pack, you're talking, if it's 5, you're talking at least 30 maps in one game. That's insane after how much work they have already put into the maps that are already in it. That's just an astronomical amount of maps, and I'm really impressed by that.
Continuing with the maps, just the overall look of the maps is really cool, really futuristic, which, I mean, Titanfall is set in the future with, planet hopping and giant robots and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to not be in the future, really.
Yeah.
But, and another thing the maps do really well is they really take that parkour aspect and really play on that. There's a lot of openings and walls. There is a height ceiling, but you're gonna really have to try to get up there.
I have got up there before.
Yeah,
just by jumping. Yeah.
But that was probably
it was scary.
That was probably he jumped off a Titan, and for some reason we went sky high and then double jumped on top of that.
Yeah, I went way up in the air. I double jumped and I landed on top of an antenna. I cannot remember the name of the map. I want to say it was on Angel City, but I'm not sure on that. But I got all the way up there, and it told me to return to the battlefield. But then I was stuck on top of the antenna for a long time. and all I had was the hemlock with no sight on it. So I was sitting up there trying to snipe with my silenced hemlock, which has less range, and so that was really weird and goofy, and so I couldn't really get down until the invisible wall actually pushed me off. And as soon as I fell, a Titan looked over at me and was like, "What the hell's this guy doing?" and shot me in the face. But now on to just like overall ratings for the game. What would you say? Out of 10, of course.
Yeah, of course. I don't. All right, I'm gonna kind of split this up. The multiplayer, that's got to be high. I'm talking maybe 8.5, 9 even. Campaign though, I'm giving that like a 3. The only way they really made the campaign go forward was in between lobbies. You would hear like the commando or the leader of the militia kind of give you the mission specs, and then like during the mission, during all of the chaos of fighting these giant robots and the other team, they're like, "Oh, well, we need to do this so we can do that," and then so the campaign really lagged. I'm gonna give that like 3.
Overall, I'm going to give the game a 6.5 out of 10. A lot of people will disagree with me and say that it's much better than that, but the campaign may as well have not been in there at all. They should have just went with it. All online thing. They should have stuck to their guns and said, we're not going to have a campaign, we're just going to do online like we always planned on doing. Because then I would have got more respect for them because they stuck to their guns and did what they wanted to do. Instead they tried doing some fan catering and it fell apart. It was absolutely awful. There's a lot of cons to the game, but one of the things that keeps it high up there is just the amount of fun and balancing there is to it. The map creation is great, which is something as hopefully future level builder for games aspires to do, is make maps like these ones that are really well put together and fun to play on. But to me right now, this game really just qualifies as a game that is fun and will pass the time for me until Destiny comes out.
We're not going to turn this into a Destiny promo, are we?
No, but that's pretty much how I feel about the game. That is my 100% honest opinion. It gets a solid 6.5 as an overall game. Do you have an overall rating, or do you have the
overall
components?
Overall, I'd probably say give it a 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just our opinion, guys. You let us know in the comments below what your guys' thoughts are. Other than that, friends like us, who needs enemies? Bye, guys.